Hey, check it out. It's Phil here, and I've got a brand new WordPress for Beginners course. So if you want to build your own websites exactly how you imagine them, you should be using WordPress. And if you're completely new to WordPress or building websites in general, take this course. We go from the very beginning of setting it up, hosting, even starting out for free if you don't want to pay for hosting, understanding the dashboard, installing new themes, creating all of your different pages, customizing it with different plugins, and lots more. And if you continue watching this video, you'll get 30 minutes free of that course. And in that first 30 minutes, you'll learn how to practice WordPress for free, install hosting if you want to go that route, navigate the WordPress dashboard, create new pages, and even set up your home page. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can click on the timestamps below to jump to the different lessons of the course, or if you're watching this on Facebook, you can jump to the different times for the different lessons, which I've explained below or above in the description of this video. Whether you want to jump right into the full course right now, or if you watch through the rest of this 30-minute preview to make sure it's the course for you, you can click on the link in the description of this video to get a massive discount for this brand new course. Thanks for watching, enjoy, and I can't wait to see the websites that you build for yourself, whether it's a business website, a personal blog, a portfolio, an e-commerce site, a membership website. We're gonna learn how to do it in the course. Well, you did it. You made hopefully the right choice in enrolling in this class. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you, and I hope that I can help you learn how to build your own WordPress websites. If you follow the next lessons, you are going to dive right into building a website. First, we're going to deal with hosting or getting started for free if you don't want to pay for hosting. This can be one of the most confusing things about starting a WordPress website. But I promise once you get this taken care of, everything's going to seem a little bit easier. If you have any issues with it, please let me know. I created video tutorials to walk you through how to get started for free and also how to get started with hosting. I'm using Bluehost. It's going to be very similar if you're using a different host, but if you are using a different host and you're stuck somewhere, just let me know. By the end of this first section, you'll have a WordPress website up and running. You'll know how to navigate WordPress. You'll know how to install a theme so that your website looks and feels like you want. And you're even going to set up your home page. Following this first section, we continue learning exactly how I imagine you would want to learn as you work through building your own website. So I don't go through every single button or menu item in order. What I do is try to think of how would you go about building your own website for the first time and walk you through each of those steps. So there's a lot happening in section 2 that will get you used to using WordPress. And then in section 3, we jump to learning how to use the different plugins. There are thousands of plugins out there. They do all kinds of different things. And these are the things that really make you able to build a WordPress website that does exactly what you want. If you need a photo gallery, there's a plugin for that. If you want a different type of commenting system, there's a plugin for that. If you want a membership site, there's a plugin for that. And we're going to walk through all kinds of these situations. By the end of the plugins section, you should have a pretty good grasp on designing and building your website. But I've included more content to go over some more specific advanced techniques. And then afterwards, at the end of this course, there's a couple sections where we walk through an entire build of a new website. So we install a theme from scratch and we work with that theme to make it look amazing. As I always say in my courses, I know they're not going to be perfect, especially when I launch them. But after I launch a course, I listen to students like you and I try to update the course based off of your feedback. So if you have any issues, if there's anything that I didn't cover or something that's still a little confusing, just let me know. I'd be happy to explain further in the course. I'm excited. Are you excited? Because you should be, because you're on your way to creating your very first WordPress website. Let's get started. The first thing you'll need to do when starting a WordPress site is to host it. And if you're not going to host it using a paid service, there are some free services out there where you can actually just test and play around with WordPress, which is a great way to learn in this class. The one that I've tested out and recommend is called Desktop Server, which is brought to you by ServerPress.com. So in this video, I want to show you how to download and install it and get started with building your own WordPress site on your own computer for free. So head over to ServerPress.com, click the Get Started for Free button here. Depending on what system you're using, Mac or PC, you're going to download the right version. You'll see that they have a premium version and a limited version. The premium version costs some money, but the limited version allows you to test it out for free. What you won't be able to do is export and archive different websites. So if you do want to take your website and upload it easily online and actually use what you're practicing on here on ServerPress, then it's going to be a little bit difficult, but you could upgrade later. Say you build a website for practice using this course and you really like it, but you want to just play around for free, you can do that. And then later on, you can upgrade and also export your sites to a live website online, because whatever you work on with ServerPress is actually just going to be on your computer. Even though you'll be able to see it in the browser, such as Google Chrome or Safari, it's not public for anyone else to see. So click on the free add to cart button down here in the bottom right for Desktop Server Limited. You're going to then fill out your information and purchase it. Even though it says purchase, you're actually just purchasing it for free. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll move on to the next step. After you fill out that form, ServerPress will send you an email. It will include links to the latest versions of Desktop Server. Click the one that is correct for your computer. I'm going to use Macintosh OS X, the latest version. I recommend that version, or if you're on a PC, this latest version for Windows Vista. So I'm going to click this, and it's going to start downloading my file. Choose where you want to save this file. It could just be on your desktop or in your documents or downloads, and click Save. Then it's going to download it. Once it's downloaded, double click on the file. For Mac, it's a DMG file, and it's going to open up this file, and then we're going to install it. A window will pop up with this Install DSL v383 file. Double click that. It's going to ask you if you want to install it and open this file that you downloaded online. Click Open. Now it's going to walk you through some different steps. So it's going to ask you if you want to grant privileges to run the software. So just click Continue and go through the process. So go ahead and click New Desktop Installation and click Continue. It's going to then copy the files and install Desktop Server. Once it's finished installing, you can go to your Applications XAMPP, X-A-M-P-P folder to open Desktop Server. So let me go there now. Open up Finder, open up New Window, go to my Applications, go to the XAMPP folder, and now I have Desktop Server. I'm going to double click that to open it up. So now I want to restart Desktop Server with privileges. So click Next. Type in your password so that you can give it the privileges to run. And then I want to click Yes, Start Apache and MySQL Services. Click Next. So now it's going to start the web and database services it needs to create a local website, basically. Click Next when it's done. And now you want to create a new development website. Now, if you're on the limited version, these are the options you'll see. If you're on the premium version of Desktop Server, you'll see other ones such as exporting your website. So say create a new development website. Click Next. Now you have a chance to name your website. So I'm going to call mine Phil's Woodworking. .dev, because that's what the website we're going to be working on, or I'm going to be showing you how to use WordPress on. That's the one I'm going to be using. For Blueprint, just choose WordPress 4.7.0 and then just leave the site root the same, or you can move it to a specific folder that you want. So I'm going to browse and actually change it to a specific folder where I'm creating this course. And then select Create. It's going to create the source folder where all your files and the different things that go in the back end of your WordPress website live. Once it's done, click Next. And now you can go to this website and actually start working on your website. So you can either just click on this link right here or copy it into your browser. So click Next, and now we're done with Desktop Server for now. So when you go to this website, this URL on your browser, it will first ask you what language. So choose your language. And now you actually set your site title. Now this stuff can be changed later on, but we're going to go ahead and set a title. So we'll call this Phil's Woodworking. And then username, you want to choose a username. For me right now, I'm just going to say Phil. And then for the password, you can set your own, or you can use the one that they give you, but make sure that you remember this or copy it somewhere so that you can log in later. And then enter your email. And then click Install WordPress. Now WordPress has been installed, and this is working on your own computer. So we're going to be going over the dashboard and the layout of WordPress in a future lesson, but that's how you can get started with ServerPress to practice using WordPress on your own computer. The first thing you need to do if you want to build a WordPress site that's live for the public is to purchase hosting. Hosting is the back end of your website where your actual files are saved. WordPress is the framework that allows you to edit your website, but it's not where your files are hosted. There are many different hosting services out there. I've used Bluehost for a number of years for all of my websites, and I can recommend it. There's other ones out there that other people recommend, like HostGator, but I'm going to show you how to install WordPress with Bluehost because it's what I would do if I were you. Now, for other people, if you're using another host, I'll try to include resources for how to install WordPress on those hosts as well. So to get started, I'm going to actually walk through the entire process. If you go to bluehost.com, what you're going to want to do is click Get Started Now. You can select your different plans. These different plans have different options. So if you go with the basic plans, you only get one website. You have a limited amount of space for that website. Even though 50 gigabytes seems like a lot, it potentially could get filled up if you end up having a huge website with lots of files, photos, those kinds of things that you upload to it. You can only have up to 5 domains, 25 subdomains. These are things that as you grow, you might want to consider upgrading. And that's another thing. You can upgrade to any of these accounts later on. These other ones include different types of things like unmetered bandwidth and space and websites. But for this class, I'm just going to go with the basic one just to get started. If you already have a domain name, you can submit it here on the right, and you're going to have to transfer it. Say you purchased a domain name from GoDaddy.com or Namecheap or another domain registrar, you're going to have to transfer it to Bluehost. If I want a new one, then I click over here and I can choose a new one. For this website test, I'm going to create a website based off of my very simple woodworking designs. So I'm going to call it Ebner Designs. Now, .com is the best one, but if I want something cheaper just to play around with, I can use a .site or some of these other different domain extensions. So let's just click Next to make sure that this domain name is available. It looks like it was available, so the next thing you would do is fill out your name and all of your information. And then under your package information, you can choose which package you want. So for example, on Bluehost, there's different packages and the deal gets better the more months that you pay for up front. So choose the price that fits your plan. Now there's different options that you might want to consider. One is domain privacy protection. This is really important, and if you click any of these more information buttons, it will give you more information about it. If you don't have domain privacy protection, then your address and your email address are actually out in the public once you register for your domain name. So I would consider that one. The other one, Site Backup Pro, Search Engine Jumpstart, Site Lock Security, all of these things, we're going to be learning how to install plugins that do just the same thing, but for free, and some other options. So I wouldn't recommend not choosing any of these over here. Lastly, you input your payment information and then click Submit. So go ahead, fill this out, and purchase your hosting before moving on to the next step. Once you have signed up for Bluehost, log into your account and under Hosting, click on cPanel. Then click Install WordPress. It'll take you to this new page and say Get Started. You're going to choose the domain name that you just registered. For me, I have different domain names that I've purchased. I'm actually using my main account for Bluehost now because I can purchase multiple domain names under the same host. So now I can click ebnerdesigns.com, which is the new website that I want to build for this course. Select that domain, leave the directory empty unless you want it to point to a separate website. So if you typed in home, for example, then when you go to ebnerdesigns.com, it would take you to ebnerdesigns.com/home. So leave it blank so people can get straight to that domain name. Click next, and then it will show you your admin username, email address, and password. Check these two boxes saying that you understand that the install will take place on this domain and that you've read the terms. Then click install. Once you get this installation complete banner up here, you're ready to rock and roll. You'll also receive an email with the web address and your information for logging in. So go ahead and go to the website address, which will be your domain name, .com or whatever your extension is, /WP-admin. This is how you log on to your WordPress site. Now, input the username or email address and password that you were given in the last step of installing WordPress. Great, now you have WordPress installed for your brand new website. Now, to log on and to edit your website, always remember that you're going to go to your website URL.com /WP-admin and then input your username and password. The Bluehost account or your hosting account is separate, and you might have to log into that to adjust things, to register new domains or things like that. But for the rest of this class, we won't be dealing with hosting as much as just with your website itself. So whether you're using the free option of ServerPress or a hosting option like Bluehost, we now have WordPress installed and are ready to start building our own website. Now you have a WordPress installation for your own website, whether it's through ServerPress or through your own hosting. The first thing that opens up is this welcome mat, and if you want, WordPress can help guide you through building your own website. But for those of you in this class, you probably don't need any help because that's what I'm here for. So just click the I don't need help button. This is your home page. This is the dashboard of WordPress. And in this video, I just want to quickly go over the main menu and help you navigate getting around WordPress. You can see on the left-hand side a menu with different options. Right now, we're highlighted on the dashboard, and that's because we're on the dashboard. There's a lot of things happening right now, and when you first install WordPress, a lot of things are going to be needed to be updated or installed, because with the latest versions of WordPress, depending on who you're hosting with, they will already come pre-installed with certain plugins or certain tools. For example, with Bluehost, we already have this Bluehost, this marketplace option, things you might not see if you're using ServerPress. Contact Form, Opt-in Monster, these are plugins that are pre-installed when we installed via Bluehost. Don't worry if you don't see these, that's okay. The main things you need to know are the dashboard. This is your home page. We're going to learn how to customize it and really dive into what you can do on your home page in a future lesson. Going down the left-hand menu, we have this first plugin. It's kind of an all-star plugin called Jetpack. And this comes with a ton of cool tools. We're going to be going over all the different plugins and tools that I recommend in a later section. Below that, we have our posts. Now, when you hover over some of these menu items, a different submenu pops up. So for example, under posts, you can click all posts to view all of the posts you've written. And posts, think of posts as your articles or your blog posts. You can click add new, or you can see your categories and tags. Media, this is all of your uploads, such as photos or files that you upload. Pages, these are all the pages of your website. Again, you see the submenu where you can view all pages, or you can click add new to add a new page. I'm going to skip over contact form because that's only for this install of WordPress. You have comments, so if you have comments on your website, you can moderate them there. Appearance, this is a very important one where you're going to customize your theme, your menus, what everything looks like, and we're going to be diving into this in the next lesson, including installing and finding a new theme. Plugins are all kinds of tools that you can install for your website, doing everything from commenting, security, contact forms, social media, sharing, SEO, all kinds of things happen with the plugins. Users, you can add users to your website if you want to have other authors or other people who help with your website. That's in this user menu. Tools, this is another menu that when you do install certain plugins, you might actually have more tools appear under this menu. And then same with settings. We have some basic settings for how our website works in terms of which page is the home page versus the blog page, if comments appear or not, different things that we'll be covering in the rest of this course. Up at the very top, you have our site title, which we didn't edit when we installed WordPress via Bluehost, but we're going to edit that in a moment. And if you want to view your site, you can just click this View Site button. Then you have these different icons up here. Some refer to comments. If you have any comments, you have a new button if you want to easily and quickly add a new post, page, user, or upload new media. And then for me, I have this marketplace, which is there because I downloaded via Bluehost. And so there's different marketplace options. So let me just click on that and I'll show you what it looks like. So because I installed with Bluehost, Bluehost gives us all kinds of tools and things that we can use right within our WordPress site. We're not going to use this tool because I'm going to be showing you free tools and other plugins that I suggest using. So back to our site, I clicked Visit Site and it opened up this new tab. And here is our website. It's already up there live. And if anyone goes to it, you can see this. Now at this point, if you actually go to ebenerdesigns.com, it might not be live. I'm probably not going to publish it for the world to see. But if you have created your website and you share your link, this is what it's going to look like. Now, WordPress has pre-installed a theme that I'm using right now. Each year, WordPress comes out with a custom theme. So this is the 2017 theme, but we're going to be looking into installing a new theme in the next lesson. So that's the basic WordPress layout. The main thing when you log in is you'll appear on your dashboard. And one other thing I'll mention is updates. This is something you should do every time you log in. Go under dashboard to the updates to see if there are any updates for your website. This might include updates for plugins, for themes, or for WordPress itself. Right now I'm using WordPress version 4.7.2, but sometimes WordPress does get a facelift or some sort of update that might have to do with security. So you want to make sure that you're updating to the latest forms of your plugins or themes or whatever. So to do that, you will click on whatever needs to be updated, and then click Update Plugins. Now, there are other ways to update individual plugins via the plugin page, but that's the easiest way right from this Updates page. Now I've updated that plugin that was already pre-installed, and I have no more notifications for updates. Cool, so that's it for the dashboard right now. In the next lesson, I'm going to show you how to install a new theme. Now let's learn how to install a new theme. In the last lesson, I talked about how we already have a theme pre-installed when we install WordPress, the 2017 theme. There's lots of themes out there, thousands upon thousands of themes, some paid, some free. A lot of themes you can find by searching for WordPress themes on Google and finding different sites. One place that I highly recommend is the Envato marketplace called themeforest.net. This is where I've purchased themes in the past, and you can see if you go to themeforest.net, just thousands upon thousands of themes that you can look through, and they come with all kind of variety for every purpose. So a theme is basically the look and feel of your website, and you can find specific themes related for corporate, creative, e-commerce, education, mobile, and these come with different tools, perhaps a membership option, or perhaps a different type of portfolio option, or different types of sliders, or different types of home pages. So you might want to check out these ones if you're interested in purchasing. The one that I've used a lot for my other websites like videoschoolonline.com is the Avada theme. $60, but it's very customizable. And when you go to any of these themes on ThemeForest, you can actually demo them to see what they look like. So you can see that this is a sample template. With Avada, they come with all kinds of sample templates over here for photographers, for any kind of people. So there's lots of customizability with all of these themes. But there are also very good free themes. So to change your theme, go to Appearance and then Themes. And this takes you to your theme menu. you can see that the active theme right here is the 2017 theme. You also have a 2015 or a 2016 theme already pre-installed. To add a new theme, click this Add New Theme button. It will take you to a page of WordPress themes that you can search through. Now you can just scroll through and preview them by clicking the preview button, or you can sort by popular, latest, or if you have a specific idea or something you're looking for or a specific theme you've heard about, you can search through the themes this way. So say, let's just pick any one at random. Say we end up liking this Fit Club theme because maybe we're starting an exercise fitness theme. Well, first we'd probably want to preview it by clicking preview. You can see what it kind of looks like and say, okay, that looks great. You can either click install from here, from the preview page, or click install from this page here. So with these themes that are hosted by WordPress.org, it's basically already on here. So you just install it quick and easy like so. Once it's installed, you have to activate it. So you can activate it by clicking here, or if we go back to our themes page, you'll see that it's now one of our theme options. So if I click activate, and then if I go to my home page and I refresh, you'll notice that I have a whole new theme installed, a different look. So that's how you install a theme from WordPress.org. Say we got a theme from themeforest.net and we want to install it. Well, when you purchase it, you can see here how I've purchased different things from Envato, including WordPress themes and songs from Audio Jungle. You want to download the installable WordPress file only. It's probably a good idea to download all of the files and documentation, and then within that folder that you download, you'll have the WordPress file. And then under your themes, you want to click Upload. So Appearance, Themes, and then Upload. Click Upload Theme, and then you want to choose the file. So it should be in a zip file. So I'm going to go to my desktop, go to my installable theme file that I downloaded, and install that theme. Click Install Now. Now this might take a few minutes depending on how big the file is and how fast your internet is. Once it's installed, you'll get to a page like this where you can preview it, activate it, or return to the themes pages. If we go back to the themes page, you'll see that Avada is now an option. So I can click Activate. And now if I go back to my homepage and refresh, it's going to appear like the Avada theme. One thing that might happen if you install a theme from ThemeForest or any other premium theme, you might need specific plugins required for that theme to work properly. For example, with the Avada theme, we need a plugin called Fusion Core and Fusion Builder. You'll typically get a notification as soon as you install a theme saying you need this. So you can see here on the left-hand side of our menu now, I have the Avada theme that comes with some menus, and it has this big installation required message. So what I would do is just go to Manage Plugins, and then all of these plugins are required. And so I'm going to have to install the ones that are highlighted as required just by clicking the Install button here. Now, since you're probably not going to be using the Avada theme, I'm not going to do that. But there's one other thing I want to show you about themes. Since you probably aren't using Avada, I'm going to go ahead and delete my Avada theme. Now, to delete it, one thing I need to do is to deactivate it. So to deactivate it, I'm just going to actually activate a different theme. So I'll just activate this 2017 theme. Now, to delete this theme or any of the other themes that I've installed, I can click on the theme itself to view the theme details, then click the delete buttons, and then confirm by hitting the OK button. So the challenge for you is now to install and activate the template we'll be working with throughout this course. Of course, if you want to follow along with what I'm doing in each lesson. The template is called Sparkling, and you can find it right here through the WordPress themes. So I'll let you go ahead, find it, and install it, and then activate it. And when you do, your website should look something like this with your own name up here. And in the next lessons, we're going to start diving in, customizing the content, designing our website, adding pages, adding blog articles, and all sorts of other cool things. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next lessons. Probably the first thing you want to do is to create your home page or set what your home page should be. Right now, and whenever you start a new WordPress site, the homepage of your site is actually the blog article page where a list of all of your recent posts appears. When you install WordPress, what happens is a sample blog article and a sample page are added to your site automatically. So this post right here, when you go to your website, is actually just a sample post that they created. We'll want to delete that and write our own content later. This is also the homepage of your website. So to create a separate standalone page, we're going to create a new page and call it Home. So go from your dashboard to Pages, Add New. Under Title, just type in Home. This doesn't really matter for this page because what happens when you type in the title of a page is this permalink appears. This is the link to get to this page. Now, right now, the link says ebenerdesigns.com/home. We don't want people to have to type in ebener.com designs/home to get to the home page. But don't worry, we're going to set the home page of the site, ebenerdesigns.com, to go directly to this page. So you see, this is the page editor, and we're going to be designing a page in the next lesson. But right now, I just want to show you that in the main part of this editor, you have a text editor with different text options up here. This is where you're going to be designing your page. On the right side, you have different options for publishing, such as publishing now. You can save a draft of your page. You can also preview it. And then down below, here are options for making your page out of a certain template. And some themes come with multiple templates. For example, a theme might come with a contact page template or a portfolio page template. We'll talk about all of these things in a future lesson, but first, right now, let's just publish this page. Once you publish a page, you can view it by clicking the View Page button up here or clicking the permalink right here. I'm going to Control click to open it up in a new tab. And now this is what this page looks like. So now this isn't our home page. If I go to ebenerdesigns.com, what happens is I go back to that page where the blog articles were. So to set that as my home page, what I'm going to do is go under Settings and then Reading. Here you see that your front page displays option is your latest posts. I want to make it a static page. So if I set the static page, front page to home, then what happens is I have to set the post page to another page. So what we should do is under Pages, select Add New, and I'm going to Control click that again, or Command click if you're on a Mac, and then type in blog or articles or posts and rename this page to whatever you want your post page to be and select publish. That page isn't going to show up here on the post page until we say save pages. And then now that we've refreshed this page, it sees all of the published pages. So I can now select our post page to be the blog. Or you don't need a post page if you're not going to be adding posts to your website, and click save. Now, if we go back to our site, and we go to ebenerdesigns.com and refresh, we're at the home page now. And if we click on this icon right here, which is our site title, which we'll be changing in the next lesson, we go to the home page, which is that home page that we set up. To get to the blog article, you could go to ebenerdesigns.com/blog, or what we'll do in a future lesson is add a menu that has links directly to this page. So that's how you add a new page, and that's also how you set your home page to a separate static page. Thanks for watching, and in the next lessons, we'll be changing the site title and also editing the page to make it look really awesome.
Cool, well I hope you enjoyed that preview of the course. If you enroll now, you'll get 6.5 more hours of lessons, and I'm continuing to add more content. You're going to build out that first entire website. And if you continue with the course, we're not just going to learn about how to use WordPress, but we're going to learn more general things like how to make a website that actually works, designing web pages, home pages, start here pages, resource pages that actually convert. And then later in the course, we actually do some live demonstrations of some completely different types of websites. So you don't just practice building one website, but we look at different themes and build them from scratch so that by the end of the course, you feel confident and comfortable using WordPress and being able to build the website of your dreams. So like I said before, click on the link in the description of this video to get a massive discount. So enroll now, and if you like this video, please like it, share it, comment on it,
and we'll hopefully see you in the course.